Charles Haddon Spurgeon, often called the Prince of Preachers, was born in 1834 in Essex, England. His ancestry traced back to Dutch refugees who fled religious persecution in the Netherlands, and he inherited traits of both Dutch independence and Puritan piety. His grandfather was a congregational minister for over 50 years, and his father, though a businessman, often served as a lay preacher. From childhood, Spurgeon grew up in an atmosphere of a strict Puritan faith, surrounded by scripture, sermons, and prayer. As a boy, he showed an unusual seriousness about religion. At just 12 years old, he would gather his siblings and friends to preach to them. Books like Bunyan's Pilgrim's Progress and Baxter's writings deeply influenced him. At 16, after much study and reflection, he chose to join the Baptist Church, breaking with his family's inherited views on baptism. Though he attended school until age 15 and even taught as an usher near Cambridge, Spurgeon refused his father's offer of formal college education. He believed God had called him directly to ministry, and he often said later that he was glad he had never gone to college. Still, he was a voracious reader. He devoured Puritan theology, scripture, history, and literature, and this wide reading shaped his sermons. At only 17 years old, Spurgeon became the pastor of a small Baptist church at Waterbeach. Under his leadership, the congregation quickly doubled. His reputation grew so rapidly that at age 19, he was called to pastor the New Park Street Baptist Church in London. The church was struggling at the time, but under his preaching, the building soon overflowed with thousands of listeners. And by the age of 20, he was regularly addressing audiences of 8,000 to 10,000 people, a remarkable feat in any age. Spurgeon's preaching was simple, vivid, and full of illustrations. He spoke in plain English that ordinary people could grasp, yet with power that impressed even the most educated listeners. His sermons were published weekly, filling nearly 40 volumes, and they spread across the English-speaking world and beyond. Despite suffering from health issues throughout his life, Spurgeon preached almost daily for nearly 40 years. He founded the Metropolitan Tabernacle in London, a massive church that stood as a symbol of his influence and established institutions such as a pastor's college, an orphanage, and many philanthropic works. But Spurgeon died in 1892 at the age of just 57. He left behind not only sermons and books, but also a legacy as one of the greatest evangelistic preachers of the 19th century. His theology may not have reshaped Christian thought, but his preaching, institutions, and personal influences touched countless lives. Today he's remembered not just for his passion, humor, compassion, but above all, for his extraordinary power in the pulpit.